My name is Jen Stickle, and this is Adam Stickle, and we are from Zillionople, Pennsylvania. We have 6 children. Joshua, Elizabeth, Matthew, Timothy, and Gabriel are 3, and Jonah is 17 months. We found out that we were having a boy, and we spent a good part of that week celebrating the fact that it was a boy, but after having so many ultrasounds, I kind of knew that she was spending a little extra time on his heart and his anatomy. We would later find out that Jonah has the transposition of the great arteries.
What it means is that Jonah couldn't send oxygenated blood to his body. The blood that was oxygenated just went right back to the lungs and back to his heart and was in that cycle. So Jonah was born. He was whisked away within a matter of minutes.
You could kind of tell he had a rough start because I didn't get to hold him. The goal was that I could hold him, and then I didn't. But because I didn't, you can tell that they were working on him, and he had a rough start.
From there, they took him down to McGee's NICU. And then the plan was that he would come back up before he went to Children's, but he wasn't in a great condition. So they came up and got me and just told me that they were taking him over to Children's right away. Probably the moment that was the scariest for me was getting, right before he went into the OR, getting the phone call of, would we like him baptized? Because obviously there was a reason that they were doing that. Initially what they did was they were opening a hole in his heart so that his unoxygenated blood and his oxygenated blood could actually mix in the 4 chambers. And so that was in the first hour.
These are Jonah's beads from when he was in the hospital, and every bead represents a different thing that maybe happened to him.
The big one was obviously the switch of the arteries. That surgery is actually considered the TGA surgery. He had several complications coming out of that surgery. He had clotting of the blood in some of his major veins. And so he had to go back in to get those clots removed. He also had some neurological problems. He had seizures as a result of the surgery, which then had to be monitored and followed and medicated. And in addition, he had a complication which resulted in him not being able to eat. So he had 3 operations, essentially.
Jonah was named after, obviously, the book of the Bible. He's swallowed whole by a whale. And so Jonah just has a large heart, and so does our village. We really do believe that we can find a cure for congenital heart defects. He's great. He's been released from all his medicine. He's been released from every department. He will see a cardiologist for the rest of his life, and he goes back once a year. He's so happy all the time.
He is a people person. He loves to be around people. He's normally very, very happy around everyone and just full of joy. So anytime he can be around any of them is great.
My favorite thing to do with Jonah is put him to bed, because he goes to bed very well with me.
Cool.
He likes to cuddle with me.
I like to play with him and the twins whenever they have a nap. My mom and dad normally say, "Can you go play with Jonah?" And I go play with Jonah. Then he has a smile on his face.
Funds that have been raised over the years found a cure for TGA. Less than 40 years ago, the operation that Jonah had was not around. It was a much more riskier surgery, and many children needed multiple surgeries years later if they even got that far. But the funds from things like the American Heart Association have enabled doctors to do research now that lets Jonah have a one-time major operation and probably not have one ever again.
I feel so privileged to be in a time where there is a solution to fix my little man.